Yay. All right. So, good afternoon or evening, everybody. We are glad that you have joined us today. We wanted to welcome you. I'm Miranda Bay to our WTF is coaching. And like Christina said, I just wanted to say, if you don't know what WTF is, Google it. We're not going to say it out loud for the moment. But Katie and I joined forces tonight, and we wanted to welcome you and to kind of talk to you about what it is we do and why we love it, and all the other little details. But before I hand it over to Katie, I just want to take a minute and kind of give you the backstory on my coaching journey, where it began. And here's the actual fun part that some people may not know is that I am a Beachbody dinosaur. So in 2004, I became a Bleed Beachbody Blue customer, like biggest fan, found my first program, and that is where my weight loss and transformation journey started. So that's 17 years now. Through those 17 years, I've lost 100 pounds. I've kept it off. And along with that, throughout time, in 2012, I became an avid Shakeology drinker, which in a few years led to my journey to coaching. And so I always like to tell people that I don't drink Shakeology because I coach because I love Shakeology. And then at that point, I mean, it was a solid no-brainer for me to be a part of a company that had been such a huge part of my life. And then at the very basics, when we talk about all the products and all the great things is, everybody says, will this work for me? And, from somebody who's lost 100 pounds and kept it off for 17 years, absolutely. There's nothing about any of this that isn't going to do amazing things for your life. But I started coaching in 2016. So I've been here for a couple of years, and it's just on my heart to always share my journey and to pay this forward. There's no way that I can hold on to something this amazing and not share it with other people. So before we get too far into anything else, I'm going to kick it over to Katie and let her introduce herself and give you a little bit of her backstory.
Thank you, Miranda. Hi guys, I'm Katie. I am a stay-at-home mom to my 3-year-old son, and I live with my husband Brett in New Jersey. We're actually like right in the middle of a move back to Chicago right now, so we won't be in Jersey for much longer. I actually found Beachbody through a friend, someone I went to high school with. She was posting her sweaty selfies, and at the time, I was battling pretty heavily with postpartum depression. My baby was a surprise. We didn't plan for him at all. So that happened once we had been in New Jersey a year. So we were 1,000 miles from home. I had 0 friends except the people that I worked with. And then once I quit my job to stay home with him, I just found myself really lost and very, very lonely. Trying to navigate this world as a new mom and not really having, anybody to lean on or talk to was really hard. I was struggling for a long time. So I ordered Beachbody, I ordered my challenge pack, and it sat in the box and collected dust for a while. I do a workout here and there, and then I take like 2 months off, start up again and quit again, and start again and quit again. And it was becoming just another thing that I wasted money on. My husband would make remarks to me and stuff because he knew I was unhappy too. Like he really saw it. I just wasn't myself. So I actually saw Christina just on Instagram randomly, and I started following her, and I just fell in love with this team. There was just something different here. There's something pretty magical. These women, I call it the secret sauce to life. It's like they just have something that you want to be a part of. Like, why are they so happy? So I turned that into a decision to start coaching because I knew Christina, and this is only Christina's rule. I knew she was going to make me announce it on social media, and I knew kind of putting myself out there, like putting all my goals out there was the immense pressure I needed to actually do it this time, to actually stick with it. because, you know, my son was growing up and he was already kind of picking up on my awful habits, and it made me feel terrible. So I knew I had to do something. I just knew I couldn't do it on my own because I had tried so many times and failed already. So I took the leap. I'm not even kidding you. The night before I made that coach announcement post on social media, I didn't sleep. I was racked with anxiety and fear and regret for signing up for this thing that I really didn't want to do anymore. But I did it. I took the big, trust me, it was scary, big, scary leap, and just went for it because at that point I really had nothing to lose. I was at my rock bottom. So that was 2 years ago. And here I am now. I never thought I would do anything with coaching. I never thought anyone would ever want to join me. Who am I to coach someone? So to be here now honestly feels very surreal. And my husband actually says, he always tells me I have a coaching persona because, and my mom can attest to this. She's our guest speaker tonight, but I'm very shy, very introverted. I would never do something like this call even, you know, I'm very reserved. But I just, first of all, I love this stuff so much. This is what I'm really passionate about. So I can get on here and talk about it because I just love it so much. And second of all, you know, when you spend every day working on yourself a little bit and you chip away and all those things you don't like and you work through all that stuff in your head, you build confidence day by day, little by little. And before you know it, like you don't know who's looking back at you in the mirror, you know? So it's been, I can't even put into words the impact that it's had on my life, and not just my life, my friends, my family. It's made such a huge difference to a lot of people. Um, so I think, Miranda, I think I might be ready for the first slide now. Yay! Okay, so the time is now. Why, you ask? Well, we have so many exciting things in the works because in 2020, last year, when the pandemic hit, a lot of other fitness companies were scrambling to adapt. You know, they weren't prepared for everyone to suddenly stay home and never go to the gym. Beachbody was already prepared for that. We already had you covered. You know, we didn't have to scramble to do anything. Instead, we spent 2020 innovating on what we already had, introducing new things, making what we already have better. So now beta testing just launched on this month for Body, Beachbody on Demand Interactive. So what that is live classes you can take with your favorite super trainer, and they're like up on your screen. You can be featured up on the big screen with the cast if you want. It's totally optional. But I got to tell you, those classes I've taken, I have never felt more in it, more alive, more pumped up. I mean, it really is an experience. It's like taking a live class with your super trainer, with all your coach friends next to you. You know, it's awesome. Even Bobby loved it. He was doing the whole thing with me, my son. And he keeps asking, they were playing fire in the background. He keeps asking for the fire workout now. So he's a huge fan. We also were just listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We went public. So that was such a surprisingly emotional day for me. I just know how hard the CEO and everyone in this company, how hard they work, how strong their vision is, and just what a huge moment that was. So that also kind of tells you, like, now we have the manpower behind us to support the growth that we want, you know, to scale it as big as we want. Sky's the limit, baby. And we also have intermittent fasting was just introduced to our most popular nutrition plan, Portion Fix, those little rainbow containers, maybe you've heard of them. So that's a huge deal. I'm actually doing that now and I'm getting great results. I love it. And it's nothing too hard, right? You just pick your window of eating, you eat, and then you stop eating when your window is over. Really, I've really been surprised at the changes that I've made just by tweaking those times that I'm eating. So we also have the mixed bikes coming out. Think Peloton. We'll have those, and they'll be in conjunction with getting an ex-Peloton trainer, Jennifer Jacobs. She's coming on board. She's actually developing her first Beachbody program right now. I'm super excited about that. Bottom line is we always are innovating, and there are so many amazing new things coming out right now. In 2 years, I've never been so excited about our future. So it's definitely a good time to hop on board. And I think that's all I have for this slide too, Miranda. If you can switch me, please. Oh, I love this one. Okay. Who are coaches? Literally anyone. It can be a college student, a teacher, a stay-at-home mom. Literally anyone. As long as you're over 18, you can coach. There are no requirements. You don't have to be certified personal trainer or anything like that. It's just anyone who wants to make themselves a priority, because if you're going to go all in, I mean, you might as well become a coach. One, just for the discount. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You get the discount on the products that are keeping you healthy and keeping you on track for your goals. And then secondly, why not? You might inspire someone. They might want to join you, and you might be doing a call like this with me and Miranda, a year or two from now, or a month from now. Who knows? And it's also for anyone who ditches the yeah buts. And I'm sure you know what those are, because you're probably thinking them right now. Yeah, but I don't want to work out every day. Or yeah, but I don't want to drink a shake. Or yeah, but it's just too expensive for me. You have to ditch those if you really want to change your life. If you change nothing, nothing's ever going to change. Also for anyone craving an additional income, community, or recognition, let me tell you, the income is great. I mean, you're literally getting paid for working on yourself, staying healthy, and helping others do that. Not only do you get rewarded with a paycheck, but I'm sure you can imagine the personal reward from doing this work is more than you can put a price tag on. It really is a dream. I might start crying. It really is a dream, and I can't believe I get to do it. And I also shudder to think at where it would be if I had passed this up and never took that big, giant, scary leap. Sometimes you just gotta believe in yourself and go for it. The community is another thing. I met Miranda. We shared an Uber ride to the retreat in the Keys just a couple of months ago. But we just instantly connected, and we were talking. It was an hour car ride, and it just flew by. We were talking so much. You meet best friends like that really, I mean, just speaking for myself, I wouldn't have the opportunity to meet people like this anywhere. Being a stay-at-home mom, you kind of just meet the same kind of moms in your same kind of classes and your same kind of playgrounds, and you don't really have a chance to venture out and seek the people that you actually connect, right? You're just connecting with someone because your kid connects with their kid. So that has been really life-changing for me as well, just having that community and that support, that shoulder to cry on. I mean, Miranda will be the first to tell you, us coaches, we are not perfect. We do not have everything figured out. And it's really nice to be able to talk to somebody who's in the same boat as you, that understands it and gets it. And you don't have to feel like is judging you, because they do understand. They have been there. We've all been there. I think I'm ready for the next slide, Miranda. What do we do? Well, this is the best part. Your number one job as a coach is to work on you. Your number one job is to be a product of these products. So to work out and drink a shake, to be your healthiest self. That to me is unbelievable. That you have to put yourself first in order to have a successful business. Best business ever, right? So by doing that, by working on you, you're gonna slowly inspire others. People are watching. People are always watching, even if you don't think they are. Trust me, I've been shocked at the people that have reached out and, told me I inspire them, wanting to join me. It's, you won't believe once you start, trust me. Then you also, once you start building your business, these people start joining you, you get to create an environment to thrive, not only for you to thrive, but for your little community to thrive as well. And that I might cry. And that has been the most rewarding thing for me, because my mom's coming up next and she's going to tell you all about her story. But not only has this changed my life so much personally, I became someone I never thought I could be. I mean, just to put it simply, I finally accomplished this huge goal that I tried so many times and I couldn't stick with it. That has been reward enough, let me tell you. But then I've had so many friends and family members, like my mom, who, I inspired. She decided to join me. Also a big scary leap for her. She decided to join me. And now she's going to tell you all about how her life has changed. But she's sitting here thanking me for that, thanking me for just introducing her to this. She did all the work, she did the workout, she made her shakes, she went grocery shopping, she made the right food choices. I didn't do any of the work for her. So to get a thank you for that, it's really just priceless. It's the most rewarding, unbelievable, magical thing I have ever done. And I will never, ever stop. So now without further ado, I'm going to dry my tears and I'd like to introduce my mom, Sharon. Take it away, Mom.
Thank you, Katie. Okay, well, you didn't give me time to dry my tears. Okay, so my name's Sharon. As she said, I'm her mom. I am 61 years old. I've always had 5 or 10 extra pounds that I would always play around with. They'd go away. I'd be good for a while. They'd come back. I'd eat oatmeal for breakfast for a week and they'd go away again. And in your youth, you kind of get that luxury. However, in my non-youth, I have been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. It can be a crippling pain whenever you have a flare-up. It's just horrendous. And I knew I needed to do something about my health. I'm talking to Katie on the phone one day, and she explains to me about this trip. She's trying to earn whatever qualifications she had to meet, and she wanted to go on this trip. And so the whole time she's talking, I'm thinking, well, now would be a good time to join, do something to help her. So I did. I joined it. She ended up to go on the trip. I saw the pictures. It was a great trip. I got my Beachbody things kit, starter kit. I don't know really technically what it's called. I call it a starter kit because it comes with everything you need to know and do and use. And you just have to get it out of the box and use it, honestly. Like on any diet I've ever been on throughout my life, I've had to weigh my meat or portion out, okay, what is a cup and a half of oatmeal? I don't even know. Okay, let's get out the measuring cups. It's just such a pain, honestly, to even try to, even if you're just cutting back calories, not even worried about a full-fledged diet. It's just a pain. You got to measure and count and scoop and write down and memorize and all that stuff. Well, this portion fix that Katie referred to a while ago, it couldn't make it simpler. You have to know what food is. That's it. That's all you have to do to use this portion fix plan. You fill up a certain color bowl until it's full. It can be so full that the lid wants to pop off. As long as it doesn't pop off, that's your meal. That's your portion of that meal. So it couldn't be simpler. So I joined Beachbody and I was doing I got my package, like I said, I was doing it, but honestly, I wasn't doing a workout every single day. I wasn't really, I was watching what I eat, but I wasn't absolutely 100% religiously using the portion fix plan. Yeah, if I was eating a steak and potato that night, I was going to measure it out because that would be stuff that would be real simple for me to go overboard on. And then Katie calls me one day and she's got this challenge for me to join. She thought it would be a good one. Well, my whole health journey it's never been about what size pants I wear or how much the way the scale says I weigh. It's just about how I feel in my own skin. So this challenge she introduced me to, it wasn't only about your weight loss. You had to write, there were things you had to do. You had to log things every day. You had to drink so much water. I thought was impossible at first. You just really had to basically take care of yourself. Really that simple. It does take discipline at first. And then once you get going, you're not having to sit down and make yourself do it. You're like, oh, is it time for my workout yet? Oh, is it time for this yet? Is it time for that yet? Because you're looking forward to it, because it does make you feel so much better. So I incorporated all Beachbody taught me with what I know about nightshade vegetables. And if you're not familiar, nightshade vegetables have a certain type of acid in them that is really horribly detrimental to anyone with an autoimmune disease such as rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know how it works. I'm not a scientist, but there's something about the acid and the way it does in your body, where normally fresh homegrown tomato would be, full in other minerals and nutrients, and the normal person, it needs that. But when you have rheumatoid, you don't need the acid that goes along with it. So, and it's a lot more than non-food items too. I found out yesterday that tobacco is also a nightshade vegetable. So I incorporated what I know about nightshade vegetables, which is totally eliminate them out of your diet with Beachbody, with the water and the exercise and the shakes and the bars and all the other things that they have to offer. And 16 weeks later, let me back up just for 1 second. Before I started Beachbody, I would have a flare-up, an RA flare-up, a minimum once a week. Sometimes they were more. Sometimes they were one on top of each other, and I just never got out of bed that week. They're horrible. And the only thing I knew to do about it, because I don't have insurance and I can't afford to go to the doctor every time I turn around, the only thing I knew to do about it was chug some NyQuil. That stuff will knock you out. You'll sleep through the pain. By the time you wake up, if the pain's not gone, you chug some more, you go back to bed. So 16 weeks later, 17.8 pounds later, dropping, not gaining, and 0 rheumatoid arthritis flare-ups, 0 in 16 weeks. 0, that is none. That's like my joints didn't even swallow that entire 16 weeks. So I have Katie to thank. She doesn't think I need to thank her for that, but yes, I do. And basically just all the brains that go behind this program. It's more than just show up at the meeting once a month or, weigh your food out and get points or whatever the other diet programs do. I don't even know. But it's more than that. It's about, wake up and take care of yourself. And this is what you have to do to take care of yourself. And so you do it. And then you love to do it. And then like Katie is contagious with it, and she wants everyone around her to do it. Rightfully so. So I think that's all I have to say. So Katie, I'll send it back to you. And thanks for having me in your meeting tonight. It was very enjoyable.
Yay! Aw, thank you for sharing, Mom. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay, so Miranda, I think I'm ready for the next slide. It should be, when do we work our business? Short answer there is whenever we want. I'm sure it's no surprise to you, but most of us are super busy. Just in today's world, I mean, who isn't busy, right? So you find little pockets of time. Like, I was just telling somebody the other day, like, sometimes I have to, like, when I'm taking my son somewhere, like, say we're going to the trampoline park or whatever, we get there, I have to sit in the car for like 5 minutes and just respond to messages. You just find little pockets of time. If you have a commute, if you ride the bus or the subway, you can use all that time every day. You'd be surprised how much extra time you have when you're really looking for it, So pockets of time, You decide really how much you want to put into this business. Like I said, when I started, I had zero intention of ever building any business with this. Like I never thought it would provide me an income or friends or, you know, the ability to change the people I love, help them change their lives too. I never saw any of that coming. I didn't even think I was going to succeed, really. I mean, like I said, this was kind of my last ditch effort to get myself together for my son. I was running out of time. He was picking up my habits, and I just knew I had to do something. So you can do this simply as a discount coach. You can be a coach just for the discount on your products. There are no like sales quotas you have to meet. There are no time requirements you have to put into this. It's all up to you. However far you want to take it is how hard you have to work on it. Excuse me. Our team also provides, I mean, the resources we have are second to none. I mean, really any kind of training or graphic or anything you could want, this team will provide. And we give you trainings on how to use it. Not only that, but just the women in general, this community that I keep saying is so freaking amazing. I mean, everyone's always eager to help, ready to answer your questions, walk you through anything, or troubleshoot something with you. You know, you'll never have a lack of help and support on this team. And I believe that's all I have. That is all I have. I'm looking at my notes. So it's been a pleasure talking to you tonight. I hope you take the leap. Just have a little bit of belief in yourself. Take the leap, and I promise, your life will never be the same. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my girl Miranda to finish us out.
So I don't know where to start, because for one, Sharon had me like over here wanting to drop a bunch of F-bombs and raise the roof, because the one key thing she said from our challenge packs to what we do is when she said, you know, just like, duh, like taking care of yourself. And that's the one thing that so many of us do not do. And that's an amazing place to start, is with our challenge packs and being a coach and being able to share it with friends. I know, so I think maybe Katie kind of hit on this part too, just, you know, where do we work from? When do you work it, or where do you work from? And then this says anywhere you are. And this is actually a picture from when we were in the Keys. This is when I got to meet Katie. And so, and like we were literally working, we were standing in a little spot that they call Key Nesto. I think I said that right. I don't know. I heard that word at some point in that trip. Standing there in the Florida Keys in that beautiful blue water where I have watched the rest of Diesel Nation live life from. And that for me, that Keys trip was very, very important. That was something that they had done previously years and years. And then my first year that I would have earned it, Christina took us to Orlando, and I was heartbroken. So to be there then, and then to get to share that with Katie, and then it's just the power of what we do as a community. So that kind of wraps up all the things that Katie talked about too. Our community is amazing. The training is bar none. And then when you stop and you look at all of these ladies that are standing here in this picture, we are so different from every end of the spectrum, you know, from personalities to lives to careers to whatever brought us to that moment hard enough that we worked hard and shared what we loved enough to be standing there together. And so, you know, I started, well, first off, you know, I don't have a college degree, and I was in my mid-20s before I decided I wanted to be a grown-up and do real things. And I had 2 kids that I had to support on my own. And so for me, I thought that was a corporate job. And I worked very hard to get my foot in the door, and work my way up that corporate ladder. And I did, you know, and so I have a 10-year career behind me where I currently make more money in that career than some people with college degrees do. Like, you know, my hustle's deep, it runs strong. But then when you start to look at how we earn an income, there's this huge gap between that corporate job and what it pays me and how it fulfills me. And so, that goes back to some of the other things that were talked about, when Katie, the things we get recognized for and the community and all that, like that stuff isn't there in corporate. No matter how, as a matter of fact, the harder I work, the more work they give me and the less pay that I get for it. And so at a certain point, I knew I wanted more. And I have, in fact, we get questions all the time about, oh, is that a pyramid scheme? Like, that's one of those yeah buts, right? Well, I mean, your trips are nice, I would love to take that, but I don't want to be a part of the pyramid scheme. Well, this little girl right here was actually a part of the pyramid scheme. And I promise you, you do not make money. And it's exactly how it all sounds. Obviously, if Beachbody is being traded publicly, and all the other amazing things that go behind it, we are a multi-level marketing business. And the way that we earn income is what set my soul on fire. When, like I said, I don't have a college degree. And so there are some things that, I don't have a business degree, but when I looked at how Beachbody was willing to pay us to pay this forward, like I didn't waste a minute. I did at first tell Christina I wasn't going to coach. And she offered us a free coffee mug. And I'd already signed like 5 people up in 2 weeks over a coffee mug. I don't even know what happened. I had to have it. And so from the community to the prizes and then really looking at the income, here's the thing about the income that caught my attention and my heart is that I struggled for so long in my life and I worked so hard on that corporate job. But I'm currently now 10 years into that job as high as I can go. There's nowhere else for me to go in that job and not too many other places in that company. And I mean, to know that I would retire there, fine. It's going to pay the bills. But that's it, and there's nothing more for me there. But the thing about Beachbody is not only is sharing what we do fulfilling, and then how, Katie blessed her mom, and then her mom turned around and blessed her. And then, both of you guys have blessed my socks off tonight. And then like there was a point where Katie almost got my tears too. We're flipping to the slides and I'm looking at these women that like she said, we didn't know each other. And all of these slides before, I didn't know any of those ladies. Katie's a stay-at-home mom. I'm from Podunk, Alabama. Like, I don't even have a red light where I live. There's not even a red light. So do you think that I would have a chance standing where I'm standing to meet any of these amazing people? I would not. And my life has been changed from top to bottom. And so, you put all that together, and then I looked at this compensation plan and it's limitless. Like, for as hard as I want to work, Beachbody's gonna pay me. Now, they don't guarantee any level of success, and it is based on you, but you've got commission and subscription-based business. So, you're gonna get paid every time somebody purchases a challenge pack, any of our products. And then so that goes, then when you start building your team, so retail is going to pay you today. Your team, team and a residual income is going to pay you tomorrow. And so that's where it really starts getting phenomenal, because there's nothing about that makes me feel icky, because what that means is I've got a team that's in Atlanta. When I look at my downline and I see all those people still, hanging in there with Nicole, she's digging down and touching those people every single day. I've got somebody that's new to my team that found me on Instagram, and now she's changing lives. And so, like, it's those things when we talk about the team bonus, we do make money. We make a percentage off of those bonuses. That's amazing. It's amazing because we've paid it forward and they're paying it forward. And there might have been a Sharon sitting there with their RA drinking NyQuil, hoping for a better day that never freaking comes. And it's because of the team and how we share. We also get quarterly bonuses. I do not get quarterly bonuses in my day job. I get one bonus that everybody else in the company gets. It's not even based on our job and how hard we work. We all just get it. And then we have matching bonuses, which is another thing that comes along with our team. So then there you have it. Number 5, it's virtually limitless. Like there's no end to this. And then Katie spoke earlier too about being recognized. And I do have to say that 2 years ago at Summit, because we have been in COVID, I got to stand on a stage in front of 20,000 people and have Beachbody recognize me for the work that I have put in. And I don't care who you are, that cranks your tractor. And there's some more Alabama talk right there. Like, you know, so to just be recognized for what we do, as well as the way that they've set up our income. Like, I mean, I'd sign up again today. Like I'll quit, I'll sign back up. Like every single time I watch these slides, like it gets me there. So then why do we become a coach? And I included another picture of us down there in the Keys. And I, you know, I know their stories. And so become a coach for you. So I became a coach for me. I needed it. I needed that weight loss. I was a 2-pack a day smoker. We were partying like nobody's business. I had 2 small kids I had to figure out how to raise. I had to do it for me before I could do it for them. So thankfully, they don't know anything about that life. I've got some spoiled little babies, right? And I did it for them. I did it the whole journey. I did have to start back at that self-development and work my way up before it was an income. But I like to learn the hard way. So that's how I had to learn. But then you do it for them. And when we say them, I do it for the Katies that are out there waiting on me. We do it for the Sharons that are still out there waiting on us. I just said I had a new coach that signed up not too long ago. She said, can I save your picture? Is that weird? She goes, you're my inspiration. You know, we connect, and, you know, like that's what's going to push me. She could have sat where she sat forever if I did not put my story out there. And that is why we do what we do. And so you do it for them sitting out there waiting that needs that little extra push. You do it for your kids because they deserve that life. And then we do it because why the hell not? Why wouldn't you? And then I look at that picture and I see all their different stories, and why not? Because they did it for a lot of different reasons too. And then the last thing, and this, when I put this presentation together, this picture really got to me. You know, it says, what if it worked? And we quote Brene Brown, and she's an amazing author that actually specializes in shame. And shame is one of the things that continually held me back for a lot of reasons, for not even stepping out at first. And so when I say, why do it for you? Heck yeah, and do it for those others that are sitting around, not really knowing that there's another life out there. And that's that courage. It has that ripple effect. I mean, you know, Katie started working with Christina, but the fire that happens on our team is that courage. It's that ripple effect. You know, we get that courage from each and every person that we get to share these days with, that I never would have gotten. That I didn't have courage. I didn't know that existed. I didn't know that self-esteem existed. Those were hard words to kind of put together. But every time we choose courage, we make everyone around us a little better. And that is why we do what we do, and our world could stand to be a little kinder and a little braver. I'm a tough love coach. I will tough love the shit out of you because I don't even want to hear it. Again, like Sharon said, I mean, you just do it for yourself. Like, that is why we do what we do. I love, like, that just made my day. I was like, yes. But when we look at that picture, it's that courage that had that ripple effect. And our team is so much bigger now than it was in that picture. I'm in that picture. I was trying to figure that out earlier where I was. I don't even know where I was. Like, that's how amazing all of that is. But that's that one ripple effect from Christina saying yes, and then bringing all of us along for the ride. And so, you know, we were going to keep this short. And so we're right there at it. And I told Katie I would take it home, and because this is where, like, these are the things that I love. And so, you know, we've told you what we do, how we do it, when we do it. I did mine, like I said, corporate job, pockets of time, bathroom breaks, walking from my car, from work to my car. We don't pour in 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. Put an hour of effective work in, and that's all it takes. And sometimes it may be that hour that changes everybody else's life too. And so we are just glad that we got this time tonight to share with you. I am super glad that I got to hear Sharon's story firsthand. I can't wait until we get to do this again and have more people along with us. I know Katie's got some air conditioning issues, and I don't want to make her suffer through any more of my long-windedness either. But I am very thankful for Katie. I'm thankful for this night and the opportunity to share all this as well. And she did amazing at telling us all the great things before. Like, again, I'd quit now and sign back up with Katie. So anyway, of course, between all three of us, if you are invited here, get back with us. Let's get you started, because we've got other amazing things on the horizon. So be a little kinder, be a little braver, and let's do it. So, all right. I love you guys. I don't know how to make it stop recording.